Are you looking for the key to unlock the power of email marketing in 2023? This week's Bingeable podcast episode is the go-to guide for all of the tools and tactics you need to have in your toolbox. Today we are talking list building techniques, increasing email deliverability, and automating your campaigns. Don't miss out on this opportunity to maximize your email marketing success in 2023. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Grind and Grow Marketing Show. Today we are talking about email marketing in 2023. So if you're not on board with email marketing, let me start off by saying that typically email marketing has a 42% return on investment. Meaning if you invest for every dollar you invest into email marketing, you should be returning back $42 on average. So what is email marketing? So when we think of email marketing, we typically think of those newsletters that we get. And yes, that is email marketing, right? So the newsletters you get every week or every month that come into your inbox that you've signed up for because you made a purchase, right? So that is email marketing, right? That's driving you back to make more sales or to come back. So newsletters. I recommend, if you have the content for it, is to send them out weekly. If you have the content to support that way you're staying top of mind and offering value and in front of your potential customers. Okay. If you can't do weekly, then set a cadence that you can stick to. So if it's, twice a month, once a quarter, whatever it is, pick out what is going to work for you and stay with it. So the next piece of email marketing is email automation. Now, email automation is the automated emails that you would get upon taking some action. Usually this is driven by some form of software that have been loaded up with an email sequence, and when you take an action, then you start receiving these emails. So some email automations that you might be aware of or that you probably have received in the past is a very common one is an abandoned cart, right? So if you go and you start a checkout on a product and you don't check out, usually within an hour or 24 hours, you receive an email about coming back and completing that checkout. That is email automation. That is email marketing, and that is set up as, in these softwares. That is really what email marketing is. But in order for email marketing to work, you have to have email addresses. So how do you go about getting email addresses? This can be the tricky part. So obviously if you're an e-commerce store, that's easy. Someone checks out and you get their email address. So that's one. But let's say you're, a coach or a service-based business or something like that. Then you need to find a way to get people's email addresses. And a very popular way is to use lead magnets. Now, we'll get into some lead magnet ideas that you can use in your business. But before we do, a lot of times what we see is people trying to get email addresses by just saying, hey, sign up for our newsletter. And in the past, that has worked. These days, it does not work so well, right? Someone really has to be invested into what you are going to say or what they're going to get in order to just blindly sign up for a newsletter and say, here's my email address and just email me some stuff. People don't typically do that. You need to give them a reason to give their email address to get something in return. So we use lead magnets. So basically a lead magnet is something like a checklist or a cheat sheet or a bite-sized piece of what you offer. It's usually free, and it's something that's going to provide them some quick wins, some value to their business or their problem that you solve for. So those are very common. PDFs, checklists, guides, cheat sheets, lists, whatever, right? Those are very common, and they work great. But here's some better ideas. I would try this in this year is to set up a timed challenge. So basically what a timed challenge is you are creating a series for them to capture, right? So they're going to sign up for this challenge, and it doesn't have to be a challenge. It could just be sign up for 5 days of, how to X, Y, and Z. And for that 5 days, they're going to receive an email one a day. And basically it's a time challenge. So the benefit of these time challenges is it's a great way to get a lot of touch points, to get your email them used to getting your emails and them being used to getting value from you, right? So it leverages you as the expert. How you would set this up is you'd start with what is the result that you want to create with your client. Maybe it's a weight loss result or something. And then let's just go with that because that's an easy one to use as an example. So let's say it's a weight loss challenge, and every day you're going to send them an email. What you're going to do is you're going to break down what are the 5 steps. I keep saying 5 because I recommend it being a 5-day email sequence. If it gets too long, then it's just too much. So you want to try to keep it, I would say, at least 5 days. So that's usually pretty good. So break it down into 5 steps. What are the 5 steps they need to take in order to achieve the results? And then every day you're going to set up your email automation software to send that email. So once they sign up, then the next day they're going to get day 1, then they're going to get day 2, then they're going to get day 3, as the days progress. And you're basically in each email going to break down the steps that they need to take, whether it's in written form, maybe it's a video, whatever. It's just you're adding the value. So that is how you would do your time challenges. And they work really great because it's more than just a one-time thing. They're getting multiple touch points. So that's a good thing. The other thing to look at is quizzes. So a quiz is basically where they go on and they fill out a form and answer questions based off of something, and you're going to give them a response back. So it's great. This is an interactive way to give them value opposed to saying, hey, give me your email address and download this thing. An example might be, let's say you're a physical therapist and you're troubleshooting back pain, and people are going to put in they're answering questions about their back pain, their symptoms, and then based off of what they say, you're going to spit them out a result. In the process, to get that result, you're going to ask them for their email address. So there you go. You're getting their email address. So the whole goal of this is to get their email address, not so you can spam them, but so you can keep the conversation going. Okay. The next tip I have for you in your email marketing for 2023 is to increase your email deliverability. So it's no good to have all of this set up if your emails are not getting into the inboxes. So one of the good tricks that we use is in the first email that you send somebody, ask for a reply back. When you ask for a reply back and they actually reply back, it sends a signal to their email client that your email is a trusted email. And now it knows when you get another email or they get another email from you to let it come through and that it's a good email. So that's my trick to increasing your email deliverability. Okay, so this is your email marketing task for 2023. So go jump in and see how you can create these lead magnets and how you can start list building and using your email marketing effectively. If you have any questions, you can by all means shoot me a message on any of our social platforms or join our Facebook group. We'll see you in the next episode.